email from Gleno. Need a favour, mate. Here we go, here we go. Flight's been cancelled. Pick up company car from Melbourne and drive to Sydney. Seems to me it's only logical that I go through the high country. That gives me an idea.
G'day Graham, how are you mate?
Good mate, good. Hey listen, Gleno's given me a couple of days off work. Want to show me around your backyard?
Yeah, like I'm going to say no to that.
I thought you'd be into it, mate.
Tim mate, how's it going? Yeah, bloody ripper.
Hey Craig, how you going? Yeah, beauty.
I tell you what, darn glad they didn't give me a Toyota. Big tough GU Patrol, that's right up my alley. You know, it might come as a bit of a surprise to you folk after having seen me drive some of the most iconic and magnificent tracks and destinations in Australia that never really spent much time in the high country. Certainly, I've never driven up there before. So there's a couple of things that come with that. One, I'm really looking forward to it. But two, they've got some of the biggest hills in Australia in the high country. And of course, I come from WA. It's as flat as a tack over there. So there is just a little bit of trepidation. And knowing old Tim Bates, he's going to throw everything he's got at me. Tell you what though, I cannot wait. Let's get stuck into this. The lads are already here. Keen as mustard. G'day lads, how are we?
Hey, Craig.
Craig, pleased to meet you mate. I know this bloke.
Good to see you.
Tim, good to see you mate.
Travis.
Good to see you Travis. Thanks for dropping everything and coming down here at a moment's notice, really appreciate it. So we got a plan or what mate?
Yeah, you got a bit of a plan, but this weather might make things a little bit interesting.
I was going to mention the weather. Raining everywhere mate. What does that mean for us?
Well, put it this way, I hope you packed your Brave pills.
Brave pills. I've packed a spare pair of underpants. We'll see how we go, eh? So what time are we heading off, mate?
Stay the night in town, and we'll head off nice and early tomorrow morning.
Sounds like a good plan. You boys already got a beer?
Yeah.
All right, best I get one. Along for the ride is high country legend and my good mate, Tim Bates. Tim's in his 2009 GU Patrol. He's towing the XTRAIL Navigator for this trip too, and he's ready to put it through its paces.
Leading up to this trip, I've had some major modifications done to it. One, some reduction gears, which I'm hoping should help in some of these downhill switchbacks, especially with the trailer hanging off the back. Certainly up for the challenge.
Craig is driving his 89 model Maverick, and his mate Travis is riding shotgun.
I've only actually been full driving for about 4 years. I sort of always wanted to and made it work come along and said, you know, why don't you get into it?
I just love getting away, especially getting away from sort of the masses, from the traffic, and get as far away as I really can, really.
The Maverick is set up with front and rear lockers and a 2-inch lift. Now Craig reckons his 31s will get him just about anywhere he wants to go, and who am I to argue? But if it all goes pear-shaped, he's got a 12,000-pound winch up front to get him out of trouble. And this GU that I've picked up, well, it hasn't got a winch, it's without lockers, it has got a 2-inch lift, and it's running 33-inch Cooper STT mud terrain tyres. It's without a lot, in fact, but hey, it's a Nissan, so I've got faith. Well, after our last sleep in a bed for a while, it's time to head off. You know, I always get excited about a new trip. And a new trip into a new area, well, sleep was something pretty hard to come by.
Don't need no travel guide to go and steal the show. Just me in the open road, got it going on. My lights tell me where I'm going to. The dust tells me where I'm at. The motel is my living room. The bar is my bed, you know. Just me in the open road, got it going on. Just me in the open road.
Yeah, that is steep. There's no doubt about it. That is savagely steep. Tim, mate, do me a favour, will you? Tell me you're going to introduce me to this high country caper. A little easier than that.
Yeah, well, lucky that's not our first track for the day, mate, but we've got a few lined up similar to that over the next few days, so... Well, it is the VIC high country, mate, and you either go hard or go home, I suppose.
Righto, mate. I'll remember those words. Go hard or go home. No point standing around here in the puddles. Let's get stuck into it, shall we?
Get on it.
Hey Tim, what's the name of this first track we're on here, mate?
This one is aptly named Hickey Creek Track, mate.
Aptly named, mate, I don't get it. Has that got something to do with that mark on your neck I saw this morning?
Oh, I'm not sure which one you saw, but I don't recall any on my neck, that's for sure.
That's the thing with the hickey, mate. They often happen pretty quick.
What time did you boys go to bed last night? I know I was in bed early.
What can we expect from this track today, mate?
Yeah, it'll tick along like this pretty easily for a little while, and then we've got some fairly steep, rocky up sections to do. And once we get to the top of those, we've got a magnificent lookout at McMillan's Lookout, and going by the weather conditions we got today, the view there should be pretty spectacular.
All right, let's run it up the flagpole. See who salutes it. The high country is supposedly littered with breathtaking lookouts, but I was surprised we were at one so soon. Tim promised that if the fog stayed away, this one was going to be an absolute cracker. Yes, in everyone's language, that is a nice view. Stunning view. Look at that. Whoa, watch your step here, folks. I've seen a lot of beautiful places, but my goodness, this takes the cake. So Tim, tell me, where are we heading here, mate?
We're going to head for that ridge line over there. That's our next destination, which will be Mount Margaret track running over the top there.
Certainly dark over there, mate. A lot of clouds.
Yeah, a bit dark, but I think it should be alright. It's still nice and warm, so I don't expect to get a great deal of bad weather. But it is the high country, you just don't know.
Bad weather out here could turn things quite pear-shaped, I'd imagine.
Could do.
Well, mate, as nice as this view is, and it is nice, we ain't going to get anywhere sitting here. Hey Tim, tell us about these trees on the side of the track here, mate. I mean, they look like they've gone through a bushfire not that long ago, but the undergrowth here is still pretty thick.
Yeah, this is from 2006, where a fair amount of the Victorian high country was fairly well devastated with those fires. But yeah, as you can see, the regrowth is quite remarkable, which is good to see.
All right, well, Tim says the infamous Dingo Hill, about 15k away now. I kind of like to know where I am at all time and how much distance I've got to go before the fun starts. So I've just marked it on the old GPS here, the VMS unit. And what that means is I can keep track of where we are and how long until things get interesting. Well, before we get to Dingo Hill, we have to get through B1 track first. Far out. The higher we climb, the more it makes me wonder about the drive back down. I thought the climb had finished, but it hasn't. We only got halfway. That's how big the hills are. Oh, the view. I know I keep harping on about the views here, but you've got to see this place. I come from a part of the world where it's flat. This is anything but.
Guys, is the first of our many challenges that we're going to hit on this track. The first of the switchbacks, so let's see how we go.
Now, on a track like this, you really need to keep your wits about you. While the turning circle on the MAV and the GU is nothing to write home about, it's Tim who's got the biggest job ahead. Getting around all of these switchbacks whilst towing a trailer, my heart is racing for him.
That's ridiculous.
We're approaching another one of these very, very tight switchbacks on this Dingo Hill track.
Tim's having a reverse again, have another crack at this one.
not only very tight, but this is one hell of a steep track as well.
Oh yeah, gee whiz. These switchbacks are very, very tight.
That's a legendary piece of track.
One thing I'm really noticing the difference with the GU versus old Shorty is the turning circle. This thing has not got the turning circle the Shorty has.
Chalk that off my list. I've done Graham Cahill.
Yeah, it's certainly a good one to have under the belt, I think, mate. Once we get to the bottom here, we're going to start doing quite a few crossings in the Caledonia River, and that'll then become Caledonia River track.
That'd be nice. We can watch some of the dust off.
Yeah, no, it's a very nice track, this one running through the Caledonia River down here. It's just awesome. So, see what the water levels are like when we get there after the recent rains. We just don't know, so we'll see what happens when we get down the bottom.
When I picked up the four-wheel drive that Gleno asked me to get, I was very happy to see there was a brand new set of Cooper STTs on board. You see, I didn't know what terrain we'd be hitting up there, whether it was going to be mud, gravel, didn't know. But of course what we have had is steep hills with sharp rocks, we've had high-speed gravel, and we have had some mud thrown in, of course, river crossings as well. Now, I say it again and again, and I'll say it again now. Tyre pressures are absolutely critical, they play a big part. I'm running 18 all around, but with the STT tread pattern, I've had no dramas out here. It's well suited to every bit of terrain we've covered in the last couple of days. So for me, those aggressive tread blocks on a Cooper STT tyre, absolutely the way to go. Run them on Shorty, running them on big GU. High winds in the mountains means trees down on the track is a pretty common occurrence. While other people have made a track that goes around, we need to check that Tim is going to be able to get around it with the trailer. If he can't, then we certainly won't be making it back to camp in daylight. Swinging around wide. Do you want to spot it when you come around this corner? Just make sure you don't clip that tree. I'll wait here in the freezing cold. How's that sound? All right. It's inevitable in a place like this with so many trees and so many tracks that at one point you're going to find a tree over a track. That's what we've done just here. Looks like it might have been struck by lightning at some point. It's quite a sizable tree. We've only got small chainsaws with us, sort of size to get you out of trouble, but with the fading light and the size of the chainsaw, it'd be way too dangerous to try and cut that back. Looks like there's a track made through here, so we're going to try and squeeze through, which ordinarily wouldn't be a problem. But of course with the trailer on the back of Tim's car, this could be a bit squeezy, so I'm going to give him a hand. Here he comes now, better go and help out. Keep it going, keep it coming. Click. Yep, on that line, mate. See how good your reversing is. Yeah, you're good. Keep it going. Righto, I got you. Straighten up if you can. Logistical. Well, with nightfall fast approaching, it was time to find a camp. And did Tim have a cracker in mind for us? Right by the Caledonia River. Now it's time to get back to our roots, light a fire, set up some cover and get a meal cooking. This is the life.
Just get out, get away. The river down there. This place is awesome. Country, just cold 1 minute, hot the next. Snowing 1 minute, sunny the next. Just getting away from it all. No work, no news, no noise.
Check out those steaks. The boys purchased those back in Hayfield, which is known as one of the most prime cattle fattening locations in the country. With the campfire keeping us warm, we grabbed a couple of cold drinks and settled in for a bit of a chat. A beer or three never went down so well.